Hi everyone, I know it's been a while since we've showed you an update on Mattoboard, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different here and just demonstrate how easy the interface is that we're working on to try and make it super fast for you guys to design material boards in seconds. As you know, it's all about materials and objects. And the way we've built the interface is that you have your materials on this side. And when you like a material, it actually goes to a temporary tray over here where these materials you can think of as being materials that you've put to the side of your table. So these are specific for the board that you're working on, which is really cool. And this is just your library to search from. If you just dragged a material into the scene like that, it will come in as a plane, which is really useful for like really quickly checking if you want material in the board or not. So I'll delete that. But the other thing you can do is if I click the background and I select the material, it will fill the whole background with that material, which is what I've done on this side already. And then I'll quickly build this, the rest of the board for you. So this is what I was really excited to show everybody, which is that we're building up this object library, and you can bring in these various objects. They don't have any materials attached to them, they're just sort of blank. And as you can see, they are all dynamic and 3D and will react to this sort of environment, which is pretty cool. So we can delete that one. And oops. And the idea here is that you can also explore different objects. So let's just grab some fabric. We'll take this cut edge 180 square of fabric, and let's see, we can go to something else, maybe geometric shapes. Those are pretty cool. And the idea is that you can bring in these objects and then try out different materials and see how they look and what you feel works for your mood board. Let's try this leather. And for example, here, if you wanted the leather to read a little bit stronger, you can of course change the properties. So here we can increase the bump map, which is just like the actual roughness of that texture. We can make it more glossy, we can make it more matte, and you can also make it more metallic. But I think you guys know that already. Okay, so if you're happy with that, we can move this object around and find the right place for it. So and you can see how it interacts with the environment. So the rock is creating really cool shadows, and it's all real-time rendering. So let's say we're happy with that. We can go back to our object. I think we were in the geometric section, and we can bring in some other objects that we think are interesting. And you can move these objects around the space. So, you know, if we lifted this one up and, you know, we wanted to place it over here on this object that I've placed, doesn't have a material either. Maybe we want this to cantilever a little bit like that. I think that looks cool. And now we can place materials onto these. So I'll try this one. Okay, that looks quite cool. Maybe we will make this a marble. So for example, now I'll just want to edit this a little bit. And I think that that should be slightly rougher, and I want it not really glossy. You know, you can make it really glossy, but I want it quite matte, which I think looks much nicer. Something like that, and a little bit quite rough. So that's cool. I like the position of it. Let's move this one over here actually. Something like that. Cool. This needs a texture, so let's try that one. No. Let's try that. Okay, I like that. It should just be a little bit rougher, and again, I don't want it to be so glossy. Something like that. Really like the look of that. So there you go. We've sort of finished our board in really a few seconds, and you can just render the scene by clicking in the top corner over here, and that produces a more high-res image which you can download and use on your presentations or your Instagram, etc. So this is the image, and I'll just zoom in here just to show you guys the quality is pretty amazing for only a few seconds and really no effort on your behalf in terms of doing renderings. So really quite like that, and then you can just download that image. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you is just how amazing the real-time rendering looks. So, I mean, you can move these objects really however you want. If you wanted them to float above the scene, you can see they're quite dynamic, casting shadows. And you can rotate these objects, and now it's interacting with the environment, which is pretty amazing. You can always check how things are reacting to light within the studio, and we'll have different studio environments for you to choose from. For example, we're using Room, but you can change that to other studio lighting setups. We're really excited. We think this is the future for interior designers, to collaborate online and to present and showcase your ideas and design and experiment really quickly without the limitations of physical libraries. You should be able to design, quickly whenever you want. So thanks everybody. We are really appreciative of your comments and your feedback. It's encouraging, and we're looking forward to seeing what you guys do, and we're working really hard. Thanks.